Hi guys! So this is going to be my video about my gastric sleeve surgery, which I had on July the 20th of 2017, 6 days ago. Tomorrow will be my sleeve anniversary. I've decided to call my sleeved stomach, I'm going to explain that to you in a minute too, my sleeved stomach, Sleeve McQueen. This was inspired from my friend Kelly, who has a friend Kelly, who also has a sleeve, and that's what she named hers. And I was like, that's an awesome name. Like, I'm going to name my new stomach Sleeve McQueen. I love it. I apologize, that might happen multiple times during this video, but I got to keep my liquids down. And I got to keep hydrated. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my surgery. I know that I already did a video basically saying I'm alive, and this is going to be kind of like more of the same of that. I had my surgery last week. Everything is going really well. The worst day was the day of the surgery, and the only reason that it was pretty bad was because of nausea. I really did not have pain. I've had no requirement to take the pain medicine. They sent me home with a big old bottle of liquid codeine, and I took, I think, 2 millimeters of it the very first night. But honestly, I took it primarily because I was so uncomfortable I couldn't sleep. But when I say uncomfortable, just I couldn't find a place where I could fall asleep comfortably and my incisions weren't being, I wasn't laying on my incisions. So I'll explain this to you, what the sleeve is. The sleeve is a bariatric surgery where they take 3/4 of your stomach. Essentially, if your stomach is the size of a T-bone, let's say, they then remove 3/4 of it, so it's now the size of a skinny banana. Okay? So they take away that, and the reason why they take away that is so that your appetite will be suppressed and that it will take less to get you full. Bariatric surgery is not for everyone, and I'm definitely not suggesting that people go and sign up for it and decide that it's the right decision for them. It took me a long time to decide that this was the right decision for me. I am 48, almost 49 years old, and I have had issues with my weight most of my life. I can't say that I was a chubby kid, but I was also not a tiny kid. You know, I was one of those people that had curves when they were 10 years old, you know? So, I just grew up being a little bit bigger than my younger sister, you know, and who's still a thin person. There's nothing wrong with thin people. I love my sister, and I'm sure there were times in her life where she would have loved to have had my curves. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. But we have different bodies, and both of those bodies are beautiful. My body is beautiful as it is right now, even though I did do this sleeve surgery for my health and for my future and for the health and happiness of my family. I still love my body. I just want to be more active and less in pain and happier. Yeah, I just want to be healthy, you know, so that was the reason why I did it. Oh, chin. See, I'm already starting to see loose skin. Weird. So weird. Wow. Anyways, sometimes I look in the mirror, or I look at my arm and something looks different. Or the other day I looked at my feet and I was like, are my feet shrinking? Do my feet look skinnier? So weird. Okay, so at this point I'm going through my little diet guide here. At this point, I am still on the 2-week post-op clear liquid diet. Okay, so at this point, it's clear liquids. That means liquids that you can see through. Okay, keep that in mind, because I definitely feel like a lot of people think that like pudding's okay or yogurt's okay. According to my doctor, so I want to put this out there because I definitely have seen within the weight loss community that some doctors are okay with people drinking milk or okay with people doing protein shakes at the point that I'm at. But my doctor wants me to stay on a clear liquid diet. And what that includes is things that you can see through when poured in a glass, but are not necessarily clear in color. So I'm allowed to have sugar-free, non-carbonated, and decaffeinated liquids. I'm supposed to limit fruit juices and Gatorade to 3 to 4 cups a day. I'm probably sticking to that 4 cup, maybe even going a little bit over, but I'm trying to stick to it. Just because for some reason water doesn't taste really good to me right now, but I noticed this morning it tasted a little bit better, so maybe some of my tastes are coming back. Not that water really tastes like anything except for water. I can have 100% fruit juices, but I dilute them at half strength. I can have low calorie or diet juices, and in that case, no dilution is necessary. Examples are apple, grape, cranberry, and juicy juice. Okay. Broths. I can have clear beef, I can have chicken, and I can have vegetable broths. Let's see. I can also have decaffeinated coffee or tea. I can use sugar substitutes. Sugar-free popsicles, sugar-free Jell-O, sugar-free frozen juice bars, Crystal Light, sugar-free Kool-Aid, Gatorade, sport drinks, Propel, water, ice chips, and flavored waters, non-carbonated. I'll add on a few other things that I've added in here. First of all, I like Jell-O. I liked it before my surgery, but make sure you go out, get yourself a good variety of flavors. I love Jell-O brand black cherry. It's like my favorite out of the low calorie or the no sugar one. But I also love lime. That's my second favorite. I haven't had it since surgery, but I'm getting ready to drive for the first time after I film this, and I'm going to go and get some. I have had coffee, but I'm just not in love with my coffee as I was before my surgery. Maybe that's something that will come back to me. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm not going to fret about the fact that I'm not having the same type of appetite that I had before. Of course, the anatomy of my stomach has changed, so of course some things are going to change. Let's see. Popsicles are definitely really helpful because there's something to bite on, and they're cool and they're sweet, and I just like popsicles. So that's been something that's been really good for me. Broth. One of the biggest tips I'm going to give you is this, because the first day my wife Colleen made me some chicken broth and it was just so bland. I was just like, ooh, this is not going to, and then I had broth in the hospital and I was like, I was in the hospital for 2.5 days. So I had my surgery on a Thursday morning. I arrived at 5:30, had my surgery at 7:30. I don't know what time I was placed in my hospital room. I don't know. I might ask my wife that and see if she remembers. She's not here right now, or I would ask her right on camera. But she's at the restaurant. Let's see. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Broth. So one of the things that I'm really glad that I did prior to my surgery, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I love pho. Pho is a Vietnamese soup. You can find Vietnamese restaurants that have this soup, but there's also Thai. I've seen Thai restaurants have their own version of different soups that are very much so pho-like. But anyways, what I did was I loved pho so much that I was eating it probably like twice a week while I was on my preoperative diet. And it was a really good choice because it filled me up and it was tasty, but it's not very fatty. So anything that was left over, like the broth, I had saved up in little pint containers. So that's been kind of saving my life. So I'm going to go out today and I'm going to get some pho and do the same thing. I won't be eating the noodle part of it, obviously. Let's see. A couple other things that are necessary for me at this point. I'm taking chewable vitamins. I just do the Flintstone brand ones with iron twice a day. I also have to take an acid reducer twice a day. So I was prescribed ranitidine. Okay. I think that is a generic name for Zantac? I'm not sure. I know when I looked it up, that's what it looked like. I had a hard time tolerating those. They have a coating on them, and I have a hard time swallowing pills. So when I would try to melt it or crush it, I just didn't like it. So I've switched now to these twice a day famotidine, just a Kirkland brand. I got these online, but they don't have a coating on them, so that's what I'm using. Right now I'm sitting here eating my black cherry jello and some watered down grape juice mixed with some grape Gatorade. So far, well, let's talk about my weight stats. Okay. So we'll go, the way that I will continue to tell you about what my weight progress is I'm going to talk about what my highest weight was. So my high weight was, I think it was 362. Okay. I lost somewhere around 42 pounds and stayed stable for a really long time. I prepped for this surgery for 6 months. Like I started looking into it. I talked to my wife about it. I still remember I was sitting in this chair and I was like, what do you think about the idea of me getting bariatric surgery is? And she was like, I don't remember her initial reaction, but she was supportive from the very beginning. In fact, almost too supportive. I got to a point where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to have it done, especially whenever I started really losing weight on my own. She was like, no, you have to have it done. It's for long-term success. And she was right. For long-term success, I'm glad that I had it done because I think that it's going to help me to get the majority of my weight off. I think that it's going to let me take 100 pounds off. And then the rest is, I think 50 pounds is going to come off easy. I don't know, I'm like talking about myself like I'm a sports game. 50 pounds is going to come off easy in the first. No, 50 pounds is going to come off easy, I think, within the first 6 months. After that, I think that I am going to have to work at getting off the next 50 pounds. But I think that I will be down 100 pounds by this time next year. I pray. So, okay, let's talk about my stats again. High weight, 362. The day of my surgery, I weighed 309. Okay? I don't know if it was point anything. I'm pretty sure it was just straight on 309. And that was in the pre-op room. They brought a scale in. My current weight is 296. So I'm down 13 pounds in less than a week, which is great. My goal weight is 160. And just so you know, for reference, I am 5 feet 4 inches tall. Okay, so any questions that you have, please post them down below. If you're watching this at a later date, like if you pull up this video a year from now because you're about to go through surgery, do not hesitate to ask me questions at that point. This is something that's always going to be a part of my life. You know, every day I get a little bit better, but it's always going to be a part of my life, healing from this surgery. Okay, guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for being a part of my VSG surgery and VSG journey. And also remember, this is a makeup channel, and well, it's a makeup and lifestyle channel. I mean, you know, and body positivity. It's always been about that. So if you're one of my subscribers and you don't want to hear me talk about my surgery, it's fine. You can skip these videos. Or if you are just here for me to talk about the VSG stuff and you have no interest in the makeup stuff, that's fine. But just, you know, keep in mind that this is an established channel that I've had for 2 years now, that has been always about body positivity, which I'm still positive about my body, making it healthier, and plus size clothes, which I will be wearing those for quite a while, and lifestyle stuff. So anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. I love you so much. If you're not already a subscriber, subscribe. Thanks, guys.